Hello, and welcome back to Laughing in Different Languages. I'm Laura Lopez, and today we have a very special guest. Please welcome everybody, Ben.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us, Ben. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and your comedy journey.
So, I have been doing stand up now for almost 13 years. I came to this line of work, this line of art, I guess you could say, in a somewhat unusual way. I had a very conservative office job before. Then I wanted to make a dramatic change in my life, and that's how I came to stand up. I've been doing shows now in English, French, German, done a couple performances in Spanish, but that's not my strong suit.
What's the most challenging part of being a multilingual comedian?
For me, the thing I enjoy about doing comedy in my mother tongue is comedy is obviously about word choice. It's about putting together stories and bits in a very strategic way so that you get as many laughs as possible, so that it's done in a very efficient way. And as much as I enjoy speaking other languages, I recognize that my skills in terms of vocabulary and grammar aren't as sophisticated in those other languages. I always say that when I'm watching people perform in English and it's not their first language, that I don't give them a hard time, and I hope that I don't, but I know I do give myself a hard time.
When you write your material, do you write word by word or do you sometimes improvise on stage and come up with the full idea at the moment?
I'd say my process is very different in different languages. In English, I don't actually sit down and do a lot of writing. I tend to come up with like the concept that I want to talk about, and then maybe a few things that would be the punchlines and that sort of thing. And then I perform, and then I watch my videos afterwards. I take notes after I'm on stage as well, what worked and what didn't. But because I'm a bit more nervous in these other languages, then I would definitely do a lot of writing. I think it's only like I try to remind myself that like doing stand up to begin with is crazy. Like most people would never even consider trying it. And I also try to remind myself that Germans are grateful when foreigners try to speak their language because they recognize that it's a difficult language. People generally, they're there to have a good time. They
Mhm.
want you to do well.
Yeah.
And they're not sitting around with a friggin' dictionary.
How is the comedy scene different in Berlin?
Mm, that I can comment on better than perhaps a lot of comedians in Berlin is how we've gone through a variety of phases here.
Mhm.
And I see that with all the different language scenes that I participate in because they're all at a different stage of evolution, I guess you could say. And Berlin is still at this comfortable place where there's a sense of community. There are a
Mhm.
lot of opportunities, but there's still a pretty good sense of community, and it's not as dog eat dog as London or New York or somewhere like that. I find that's always one of the difficult things about doing stand up comedy because, again, let's be frank, like it is a very egotistical thing, it's a very
Mhm.
narcissistic thing. You're getting on stage thinking that people want to actually hear what you have to say, and you're up all by yourself. So you have to push your own career. You have to find opportunities for
Mhm.
yourself. It makes me a bit sad sometimes that people don't see the community side of it, lifting other people up with their shows and that sort of thing. Like it
Mhm.
really helps you in the long run. I know it sounds very Pollyanna, but I just think that's actually a better way to do this work.
It might take like twice as long if you do it just by yourself without a support, as you say, than
Yeah.
if you do it as a community.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, very
exactly.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What keeps you motivated to continue doing stand up?
Wow, that's a very good question. I know it sounds horrible, but in the last few months, I've become a lot more focused on the money side of it. And I know my
Yeah.
money is not everything, and we're artists, and we should be doing art for art's sake and bringing like controversial perspectives to the world and just fighting
Mhm.
our way through. But
Mhm.
we have to pay our rent,
Yes, we do.
and we deserve to have a comfortable life for ourselves, and we deserve to be compensated for all the time that we put into
Hmm.
uh, this project that we're doing. I don't think there's any shame in having expectations in terms of what your compensation should be if you know you're delivering a quality project, a product rather. Sorry.
Yeah, like who doesn't love money, especially if You are making people laugh. You're making people have a good time. It's not hurting the planet, let's say that much. So I should get compensated somehow other than drink tokens. Like I
Exactly.
can't pay my taxes on drink tokens.
No, exactly. I really like what you said about the work that we do as comedians is generally not very harmful. You know,
Hmm.
we might express things that are a bit controversial at times, but
Hmm.
that's our job as well to provoke people.
Yeah.
But we're not hurting the environment, generally speaking.
Hmm.
We should give ourselves more credit for what we
Hmm.
do and have higher expectations for ourselves.
I agree. What has been your proudest moment in your comedy career?
This was a long time ago. I had the opportunity to perform at the big comedy club. In Canada, we have a chain across the country called Yuck Yucks. I had a chance to perform in their location in the city where I was born. And that was like a showcase. And I had my siblings there and my elderly
Ah,
parents as well. And for me, it wasn't just that I did a good job and that I was happy with my performance. It's
yeah.
that I didn't change my material, even though I was in front of my parents. So
Wow.
something I'm always very proud of is that I'm a gay man and I'm a gay
Hmm.
man everywhere I perform,
Yes.
in every language, in every city where I've done comedy. I've never shied away from talking about that. And I also did it in front of my parents, even though
Yeah.
it's been a difficult topic with us sometimes.
Mhm.
And I would say that's definitely one of my proudest accomplishments so far, doing stand up. So
I love it. This is it's so you. Like you said, you didn't change yourself and that you remained as you are, as the artist that you are professionally performing. A piece of advice that you'd like to share with aspiring comedians?
and I was been doing this for a while, like I'm in a variety of different scenes. I know often what I hear from people who are starting out is they are frustrated that they're not getting more stage time.
Mm.
And sometimes I know as queer people, for example, we sometimes feel excluded because the comedy scene is very broy or certain.
Oh.
And I'm not denying that that does exist. But one thing that I would like to encourage people of all descriptions, regardless of what your background is and how you feel you maybe don't fit in, continue to just work on being funny.
Mhm.
And from my experience, regardless of what your religious background is or your nationality or how well you speak English and that sort of thing,
Mhm.
people want to laugh. And if you're able to get them laughing, you'll still get booked all across the spectrum of clubs because you're just good at taking up your space on the stage. So just continue to fight for that.
So it's not about the label that you get or the way that you label yourself. It's about the craft, making people laugh.
Exactly. And I find some people in Berlin, like we have people who have only been doing comedy for a few months,
Hmm.
and they ask me, like, they'll contact me and ask if they can do my showcase. Like, with all due respect, that's not the concept. The
Yeah.
concept is my show is for people who've been doing comedy for quite a long time,
Yeah.
who have 10 minutes that they're really proud of. That's like
Mhm.
a well oiled machine. And then I always say, when you feel you're at that level, let us know. It takes time. Sometimes it just makes people a bit impatient with the fact that you need to work hard on actually being as funny as you can be. So
Absolutely. I agree with that. Yeah, it's not about you nailed three open mics and now oh I'm on top of the world. Let's do this.
yeah, don't set up your hour right away. Like, just
Yeah.
give yourself some time, and that's perfectly fine.
Ben, is there something that you'd like to share with us? Is there a show you'd like to promote? Where can we find you?
So you can find me on my website, benmaclean.com, or on my Instagram, ben__maclean, where I offer all kinds of content. Sometimes it's comedy, sometimes it's political, sometimes it's memes. For some reason, one of my most successful things has been doing memes that have gone viral.
Yeah.
So I'm not, whatever, I'll take it, whatever
It's
works, eh?
very
So
relatable. Yeah.
I'm also very proud to run Go West Comedy, which is Berlin's, I believe, second oldest English comedy night now, over 10 years. It's a show that I love because It's based at an LGBT community center, which is one of Germany's oldest queer charities. However, we have all kinds of performers, and our rule is we just want to have people, we want to book people who are pleasant to work with
Mhm.
and who are funny. And that's all that matters. I think variety is the spice of life. And we're going to get out of the situation we're in right now. Politically, we need to learn that you need to interact with people who aren't exactly like you. That's the only way
Yes.
we're, get through all this. So if they're in Berlin on the second Wednesday of every month, that's when we do that. Also with a crazy lip sync battle incorporated into it.
Oh,
If you're a performer and you're coming through Berlin, then please drop us a line because we love to have people take the stage who aren't known to us yet.
well, thank you so much for sharing with us all of your knowledge and experience, Ben. We'll be sure to follow you and to follow your shows. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot for having me, Laura. Hope to see you soon in person.
Absolutely. Thank you. This is Laughing in Different Languages. I'm Laura Lopez. Follow us for more episodes.